satisfied. Cold to the touch, but then I realize it's all in my mind. I cannot lie, you got me losing track of time. Free me from my mind, I'm in love with my 909.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of your favorite podcast of all time, or at least I think it is. And the more and more we do this, I kid you not, I think you guys are loving this. This is OTR Radio, baby. This is your host, D-Lo, and my co-host.
What up? It's fucking Denali. What is good, people?
I hope you guys have been great, man. I hope you guys have been loving the episodes. They've been nothing but fucking amazing. You guys have been giving us nothing but great feedback, and I appreciate that. We are here to deliver another episode today. Today we have another one of my favorite people doing another amazing thing out here in the scene. He's the founder of Quantum Groove. LA-based house DJ, producer, and creative force behind Quantum Groove, founder and leader of Quantum Groove, known for blending tech house, historic house, music with themes, divinity, travel, and art. This is Art, man. Arthaus, introduce yourself.
Hi, it's such a pleasure to be here. This is Arthaus, and I commend what you guys are doing. I think this is great. It takes a lot of energy and work, and it's really great for the scene and great community you're building, and I'm really honored to be here. So thank you for having me today.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you so much for coming today. I know, again, like we were talking about a little bit before getting on, it was a bit last minute, but like you were saying, it's divine timing, right? I think when we first met, one of the first things that we talked about is we are kind of meant to meet. We were meant to like kind of have those conversations. We were meant to kind of just cross paths at one point, correct?
Yeah, you were there from the beginning, like from the very beginning. I forgot about that. Like when all this started in February of last year. And I remember those conversations, having those conversations.
You mind moving your mic up just a little bit, bro?
That good?
Just like pick it up more, like right in front of your mouth. Right there. That's
Yeah?
perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
So I was trying to think back of when we actually met, and I have a horrible memory, but I know it was before
No.
February. I know it was before February. Correct me if I'm wrong. At the afters, at some afters.
Yeah, it was Sound Factory,
I thought so, but I
Yes.
wasn't completely sure.
where it all started. Where
Good
I
old Sound Factory, huh?
Yeah, they were my first friends in the scene, like a first collective in my second half of going into the scene, because I was in the scene when I was a lot younger.
Really?
But when I returned, I fell in love with the collective, the production, and the
Okay.
promoters.
Yeah.
And that's where I saw you, and we became friends, and then
Immediately,
everything
it was
kind of
nonstop.
rolled from there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Before we even get into the afters and all the craziness that is downtown nightlife, let's go back a little bit, brother, and just kind of walk me through when like dance music became prevalent in your life. Like, was it always a thing to you growing up? Like,
Yeah, like maybe your first remembrance of like, a track you heard, or, someone introduced you into electronic music.
I'm really gonna age myself here,
you're fine.
but it goes back to DJ Irene.
Beautiful, yes.
Hell
I
yeah.
know
When
her.
I was like
Yes.
16 years old,
Uh-huh.
and I had a cousin who was a raver, and it was in the 90s.
Okay.
So it was just, the rave scene was blowing up.
Mhm.
And I remember being really fascinated by hearing the stories from her. And then my mom has always listened to disco growing up. We just like was very dancing disco, cumbias,
Yeah.
always moving, always music. I got introduced to it through DJ Irene, I think is where it started. And I obsessed over it. And I remember we lived in Riverside back then. We moved out of LA into
Wow.
Riverside, and we came back to LA as a family. But I was in the suburbs, and I used to play for my neighbors, and I would like turn the speakers out from my windows
Yeah.
and like make my whole neighborhood listen to DJ
Really?
Irene like on repeat for a long time. My poor neighbors. And yeah, so that's where it started. And then, I came to Los Angeles right before I graduated high school, and that was 2000.
Okay.
So, back then it was Together as One and Monster
Yes,
Massive,
yes,
Go
yes.
Ventures and Hippie 2000.
At
and
the
all-
Coliseum, right?
Oh, man, those were the best days. And I wish there was more stuff there. And maybe there will be.
Oh, hey.
Maybe we'll be doing it.
Yeah, right now, the way I see like the scene developing and things like that, there's a lot of people that really romanticize that era of dance music.
Yeah.
And I think what will happen, again, maybe possibly in the near future, is some type of vibe like Monster Massive, like Together as One. Because I would say they're historical, like pieces of time that are like cemented in the rave culture of the community.
Yeah, totally.
when would you say like DJing became something that you wanted to do?
It's such a crazy idea for me because I used to fantasize about it growing up and I obsessed and listened to electronic music of different genres, subgenres of house, techno. And I fantasized about it, which is kind of part of the name Quantum Groove, where we came from, the manifestation, for so many years, but I never took action on it. I did throw parties from 2000 to 2005 in downtown. So right when I graduated, I got a loft downtown in the fashion district, and downtown was nothing back then. Okay. So I was throwing parties for 4 or 5 years, but I never got into the DJ side, although I thought about it and I dreamed about it. And so, forward 20 years from there, I left my professional career, and it just clicked one day. Like, I want to DJ, and I knew the music so well from studying it, the structure of it. I never studied it formally, but just from obsessing over it, I understand.
Yeah, you developed a really good ear.
Yeah,
you know what good music sounds like.
So, yeah, and so I used that, and I just bought myself a XDJ RR, which I still have.
Oh, nice.
I don't use it that much, but I have one. And I taught myself how to spin. I didn't really know, and I fucked around with different DJs and embarrassed myself a lot in the beginning. But I practiced a lot, and that turned into Quantum Groove because I knew I wanted to be a DJ, but I didn't want to go down the traditional route of a DJ career. And so I was like, why don't I just book myself?
Yeah. Create the party for yourself.
Yeah. And LA needed day parties, and I know I'm getting ahead with Quantum Groove, but that's how Quantum Groove was created, was for me to book myself and to get back into what I used to do. So full circle.
No, understood. And I think that's a great segue, because the next question I was going to ask you is, from what it sounds like, you always felt like you needed to throw a party together. Like, you not even needed, but you like to have gatherings and have parties for the community and things like that.
You wanted to do things more so for the community than yourself at first.
What would you say, is the difference of the acceptance of dance music then and now with that?
I don't understand the question completely.
So back then, when you were throwing parties, was it just because you wanted to throw parties? Was it because you wanted the scene to flourish with dance music? Was it because you just wanted the social gathering? What was it?
Back then, I was wanting to have fun, wanting to put people together. I loved the sensation and the glamour that from my perspective as a kid, I loved it. And I knew I had a mentor who's 10 years older than me. I moved into her loft, so she was notorious for throwing parties in the same building I was before I moved there. And so she really inspired me and planted the seed. So I was doing it for a lot of different reasons, but I just loved the rave scene so much, and it just made sense to me at the time. She was moving out, and she was like, "You should move in," and I was like, "You're right, I should."
She left you the keys, literally.
I'm from downtown. My family office was 1 block away. Literally, I could walk there, and it just made sense. And
you were saying, divine, right?
Yeah, everything in just in God's order. It just happened to me. I don't know, but between then and now, now that I'm older and I'm wiser, it's a very selfless journey that I'm on. I feel like it's God's mission. I really do. It sounds crazy, but I feel like God put the idea in my head and has been blessing me. And the more I follow my excitement, the more the universe brings me the right people, the right time, right circumstances, conversations, interactions all day. And it's because I'm in alignment with what I should be doing. So that's what drives me now. I still want to create something different, something grand, something sexy. I also feel like LA needs it. The city's suffering right now. The people need a reason to celebrate. They need a safe space to celebrate. Yeah. People who love house music should be able to experience house music outside of a warehouse or a nightclub.
Absolutely. That's something that I've been talking to multiple people about. You got to get it out of what people think is a bad atmosphere of it, right? People think, the people attach rave to a bad warehouse, thinking a bunch of bad things happen there. When in reality, you could celebrate house music in a different setting, and it's accepted. It's more welcoming. It's more catching. I feel like when I guess your jump from, I guess, sorry, let me rephrase that. When was your calling made certain, like, okay, hey, I want to make Quantum Groove a reality? Like, what was your calling to make it happen?
I was trying to help out a collective that I loved, that I still love. And we were looking for venues, and I live in Lincoln Heights, walking distance to Nod Street.
Okay.
And so I saw a venue one day, a day club, Siesta Day Club. And I went in and talked to the owner, and we vibed. And again, it was divine timing. I felt like, because we had so many synchronicities and similarities, and our visions aligned about what we wanted for the neighborhood.
Sure.
And I, I was looking for a venue for a different collective. It wasn't going to work out, that venue, for something nighttime. But when I was there, the idea hit me. Why don't I create day parties? Because I've traveled all over the world. The world has such an amazing daytime party scene around house music everywhere, except LA. Like, I feel like we're lacking, and we've always been lacking in like proper day clubs. And there's one-offs here and there that come and go, but there's nothing that's been sustainable and iconic. So that vision it turned out from that small idea to growing into, I want to build a day club consistently that has, the sound that I'm curating, the production that I envision, the experience I'm trying to bring to the people.
Make it a LA staple.
Exactly.
Something people are going to know, and every time they hear the name, they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's solid quality.
Like Casa del Mar or Space, Miami. People think Space, they think Miami, they think Casa del Mar, it's, Asia or Europe, or, but when you think of LA, what do you think of? Like, I always ask people that, like, what's the iconic place to go in LA? Like, Avalon. They're great. They're nightclubs. I'm not dishing on them, but there's nothing iconic.
There's
out
not
there.
like
there's no recurring.
a pearl, a fucking absolute gem.
It used to be like EDC.
Would you say sound? Would you say sound is possibly that?
No, and not for me, because it falls into the nightclub category.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes.
Which is great. Nightclubs serve their purpose, but
yeah, as far as day clubs and day parties go,
and outdoors, the stars, like the breeze, like, and then Gen X and millennials who started the scene, like, they're tired. Like, I'm tired. I'm a millennial. Like, I can't be out late often without it taking a toll on me.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
how can we create this experience for them and still bring the youth and show the youth how it's done, be a role model to them, have a sense of stewardship on what the scene should be like, so that they grow up in it and they experience what I experienced also.
Understood.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And is that where you had me play? Is that the venue?
Yeah.
Awesome venue. Have you done anything there since?
No. So unfortunately, there was a nuisance tenant above us that we didn't know about. And she ran a studio. She runs a studio and does weddings and stuff there, but she would not stop calling the police on us. I did 4 parties there, and it just became too much, and the owner was facing legal action and didn't want to, he just shut it down.
Yeah.
And it broke my heart, because I was dead set on, making that the place. It's walking distance from Nod Street. So when Factory 93 parties end, I'm like, we can just have people standing right there during the alley where they walk out of, and like fill up, the after party from 11 to 2.
Okay.
And it would have been the perfect spot.
Yeah, no, it was a beautiful venue, big, spacious. It gave that, like, I don't want to say Miami vibe, but just like, that outdoorsy, like, you just want to be out and about, like,
Cabanas,
socializing. Yes,
like
it was super
the
cool.
art, the lights, like, it was really great, and I would love to go back one day, because you never know. I mean,
I mean,
the lady can leave one day,
Yeah,
she could get paid out.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's where we started, and that's where you played.
Yeah, so that was the original vision for it, and then for a little while, you guys actually started doing like afters and like nightlife, right? Because I did see some parties that you guys were collabing with for a bit. I'm not saying that was your full vision, but you guys started partaking in that a little more. Is that just because you guys wanted to dip your toe in there more, or just because you guys wanted to expand more, like, or even as dare to say as a promoter, you just want to keep the name and brand active, like?
Yeah, I think all of the above. Like, I love afters. Don't get me wrong, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. I just wish I had the energy to stay up that late often. But it's good for brand awareness and strategy. It's good for the DJs who are loyal to Quantum Groove, because I'm always looking to serve the people who have supported me up as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I believe in partnerships. There's power in numbers. So I've dipped my toes in it here and there. Well, not even real. I tried one time. The first afters I ever threw was with Incognito, and it was for my birthday. It was November 22nd this last year, and we got shut down.
No way! I didn't know that, dude. What?
Damn.
At 12:30, I was supposed to go on at 1. Like my mom was there, my family was there. Like, I hired like extra production for the because I wanted lasers and like, and we got shut down. And my grandpa was a sergeant for LAPD. And they were all from his division.
No way.
And I was like, I'm gonna open my mouth and I want to find out. I want to know like what the law I broke is. How can I avoid it? So I talked to the police officers and I accepted the ticket. And I went to court, and they they dropped it before I even saw a judge.
Fuck.
But yeah, that was the first official Quantum Groove with Incognito. Will we do it again? I think so. I hope so. Like they've been great partners, very supportive. And then there's other. Like there's Recollect.
Yeah.
Recollect. I love that family. I love what he's built.
Shout out Levenge. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
shout him out.
Yeah. I love that guy. He helps me a lot. We help each other with promoting.
Okay.
And he's just, he's like a mentor to me too. But we've done a couple collabs. We'll do that again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But now I'm very, very discerning about who I partner with when it comes to
That's what I was gonna ask.
nightclubs and afters. Like I'm just really discerning.
What exactly are you looking for when you are partnering up with people? Like
I'm looking for good people with hearts of gold that can speak to their value system and that operate with integrity.
Okay.
And that aren't doing it aren't trying to make $1 million and aren't being driven by greed or darkness.
Yeah. Doing it for the community.
Yeah, like for the light, the love of it, for the community, creating something safe. And they're just good. I'm looking for good people. Like there's so many dark energies out there in this industry.
Oh, 100%.
Well, like we talked about before even getting on the pod, it's just so many egos in the scene that make this thing so draining where you don't even want to go outside, because, everyone's just giving you a fake attitude, a fake personality that it just becomes draining at that point.
Yeah, just a bunch of personas.
Yeah. You know what's crazy I was thinking about the other day?
What's up?
A lot of the people in the scene, I was telling my husband this, I'm like, we don't know anything about each other at all, except for like the music that connects us and the love, which is enough because love is enough, but I'm like, I don't know what these people do. I don't know like if they're there's such a
crazy,
lack of like, connection.
Yeah.
And I want to change that.
That's
somehow
Make it more personable.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing parties at my house in the summer, like invite only.
Yeah,
and, once a month or something, and like I have a yard, we can do that, play music, and get together.
Oh my goodness, dude! I totally recommend that because last summer, and shout out Eddie P and shout out the Soundwave family. They were doing mixers last summer.
Yeah, mixers.
And it was mixers at his house, and they had a pool, and there was basically like a summer pool party vibe that it felt like a kickback in high school that you were just hanging out with everybody,
yeah.
And that's where it felt like you were really kind of connecting with the other artists. And I totally felt the difference. And I felt even better. Like it changed my mood with everybody because it felt like we were all really connecting instead of just kind of yelling in someone's ear like, oh, where do you play next?
Just smiling and being like, I totally hear everything you're saying right now.
But no, I please invite me to that because I'd be so down to go to those.
Absolutely.
Like I genuinely think those things, like those type of events, are so impactful for the community because again, you're so right. We're all lacking in really understanding who we are as people, like with each other within the scene.
Yeah.
I just had that realization not too long ago as well because some of our friends that don't even know where I work, I don't know where they work. We all started sat down for lunch and we're like, hey. Awkward silence after eating.
So what do you guys do? Like who are you?
What do you do, my man? Like, what do you do for work? And so we started getting into it, and that's when I had the realization, like, dang, we really don't know. Like, I don't know who the heck I'm breaking bread with, you know? And it's important. And yes, you're right. Like, the music, at the end of the day, is like the most important thing that keeps us together. But it's even better if you're actually able to have that bond and communication with somebody else within the scene, right?
Yeah, but that goes back to the discernment part too, because you're opening your house up and your private space and private life to people. So it's like, who, in this crazy world is worthy of access to me and
It's
to
a double-edged
you.
sword.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you vet these
Yeah.
people? You know,
And they still get through. I mean, I've gone through so many people this past year who, you know, I thought were ride or dies, and, you know, they said all the right things, and, you know, it just it didn't pan out, and they ended up not
with it. Yeah.
their shadows overshadowed the light, and it was out of balance, and I just couldn't anymore. And you know,
You know what? I'll take some blame on that, because I know I said I was going to help you from the jump for Quantum Groove, and I know I've been so shitty about that. So I'm so
No.
sorry. Like,
No need.
everything has been built up like on my plate, and I've spread myself so thin, as you can probably tell here and there. I'm trying. And I'm so sorry I
No,
wasn't
I
able
feel
to like
your
commit
support.
to,
I always
yeah.
have.
Got his hands in a lot of pots.
I
Yeah.
never felt a deficit of support from you. I never have. Like, I've always felt
appreciate
your
that.
support and
No, yeah.
love. Like,
And because I love you, and I appreciate everything
me
that
too,
you're doing
brother.
for the scene.
Thank
Like,
you.
you're doing such an amazing thing. And the next thing I was going to bring up in the phase of Quantum Groove was going to be like where you guys are at now. And I think what you guys are doing is a little bit of already like giving that social aspect with that rooftop that you guys are doing, but also now implementing more of like the DJs and stuff like that. And I think that's such a beautiful mix. Like, how is that going right now with Quantum Groove?
it's tough. It's tougher because I took a break after I got rated for winter. So I took a break because there's no day parties this season.
No,
in
yeah,
winter
it's
in LA.
tough.
And I started again in February. And when I used to party at that rooftop. It was the Ace Hotel back in the day.
Okay.
And I forgot about it, and I saw it again. I went there, and I was like, "This is the spot." I knew it right away. I said it to myself. I'm like, "This is the spot. I love it." Talked to the management. They're into house music. They're from,
Love that.
Insomniac ties and stuff.
Okay,
and
great.
It's worked out nicely, but it's very challenging because it's Thursday night. It's downtown. It's there's parking. There's people who are not from the city getting to the city on a Thursday. And then the economy being what it is, like this is feedback I've gotten from people because I ask other promoters, like I brainstorm and ask them what can I do better to fix to grow this. I keep the night because I love the venue and I don't want to give up the relationship with the venue, so I take the Thursday nights because that's what they're offering me right now. We did do one day party. It was a collaboration with Vertigo, Tro from Vertigo, and with Polar Nights.
Okay.
And that was a great party.
Yeah.
Did really well, day party. I wasn't there, unfortunately, but I had my team holding it down for me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out team.
Thank you. Yeah, I love my team. Thank you for everyone who helped and who continues to help. But they are going to give me some more weekends, probably one a month, but I'm competing there. That place is really driven and saturated with Latin themed parties. So perreo,
Yeah.
reggaeton.
Oh, okay.
And
That's a tough
they
market,
are, driving like 10,000 bar sales sometimes on a Thursday night. And so from a business perspective for them, from their perspective, I get it. We're slow, but they're working together with me. They believe in me and the company and what we're doing. So we're working to get there. But that's where I'm at now. It's really challenging. It's weekly. I've never done a weekly event before. And
That's really challenging.
I feel like I'm pretty much a one-man show, and I have been, although, people offer to help. They don't help, like, really,
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have the budget right as of now, like I did last year. I had a budget to pay people to help, so it was different. And now I'm relying on, the graces of people, and yeah, that's just not a sustainable business model.
No, I get it. Yeah.
But I'm putting the work. I put the work in. I show up carrying lights in my bags and everything, and I stay till I get there early, still to the end. Usually, I have missed 2 parties, and not to any fault of my own, but it's really hard. And it's like one of the hardest projects I think I've ever undertaken. And I've done a lot of crazy career professions in my life. Like, and this is like one of the most challenging, I think.
Now, right now, as a creative director and the main head of Quantum Groove, man, like especially on a Thursday night, because I completely get it. Like, we used to throw stuff for House Circuit when it was the Lion's Den, and even Hypnotic sometimes. Like, we would do stuff like during the weekend. It's just so difficult to kind of, especially consistently.
Yeah.
It's tough because one, if you're not from the area and you're starting out, you're starting out rough.
Yep.
2, to have something weekly, people kind of get tired of it until they start really like understanding it and enjoying it. How are you staying, relevant, able to compete like on a Thursday like that? Like, and how would you recommend it to like another promoter?
There's no one really doing what I'm doing right now in downtown, so competition's really low. I mean, there's Level 8. They do.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like they're a different brand, a different concept, and I like it. It's not me. It's not for Quantum Groove. I don't think not at this point, anyways. But I forgot the question. What was the question? Started to explain.
How does Quantum Groove stick out amongst the other events?
Okay. So,
and how are you able to be, stay consistent and, relative and like staying like active on that Thursday and making it possible, whether from the promotion, from,
maybe your
themes of events, from the DJs that you're booking, like
just consistency. Like it's a every single day grind all day of, staying active on social media and keeping the algorithms up. That's one big part of it. So understanding how social media works, and like, I feel like a content creator now. I didn't want to be one, but right. I really, there's a strategy to it. And so, trying to do my best with the strategy, but I also pray a lot. And because I feel like this is God's work, I know I'm creating a safe space. I ask for blessings from, the powers that be for my spaces, for my parties, every party that I do. I used to burn Palo Santo at all the parties when I first started.
Really?
I need to get back to that because people would walk in my parties and they're like, it just feels so good. I don't know what it is. It feels good. And I'm like, I know what it is.
Yeah. Nice.
It's the Holy Spirit flowing through here, like I asked God and the angels to come in, and I was blessing it, and I like would walk around every inch and like pray, and because it's energy and people feel it.
You got me excited to pull up for some Palo Santo.
It's so it does set a vibe, and but you have to ask the angels for help because of humanity's free will. They can't interfere, but if you ask for help, then they're able to help. So I asked for help. But that, and then just the hospitality, a lot of people, I get a lot of feedback about people feeling really welcomed, really loved. And my mentor always said the fish rots from the head first. So as the head, I'm not letting it rot, and it trickles down to everyone who's, around me and a part of the team. Good one.
Yeah.
And they see what I'm doing, and they I think they emulate it, and it spreads, and people just feel really good. The DJs feel great. I mean, I do my best to welcome them, make them feel like VIPs, bring them drinks.
I was just about to tell you that. I mean, you made me feel like a rock star when I was there, like playing with you guys, and I felt the energy was amazing. Like, I know, granted, you were running everywhere because you wanted to make sure everyone was good.
Yeah.
But when you were like, socializing with everyone, you could tell everyone had a smile on their face. If they needed a drink, you ran over to get a drink really quick. Like, it didn't matter. Like, people at the cabanas, you made sure they were good. Like, everyone. And you could tell you're a great host. And it's something that's very admirable and appreciated.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been saying a lot because I won't name any one specific, but there's some collectives that are just absolute shit when it comes to artist relations. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, how can you be this unfucking professional? Yeah. So just to hear that, like, dude, we need more people like you, more events like you that, are just more personable,
Yeah. There's a Sanskrit saying, and I may have it wrong, but I believe it's atiti tat, I have to look it up, but atiti tat, or something like that. Something very close to that, and it means treat your guests like God. Okay. And I learned that traveling India. And you can feel it everywhere you go. I mean, everyone at the hotels like stops and bows to you when you walk by.
Wow. Okay.
So that, like, I take that concept and apply it to Quantum Groove. Treat your guests like God.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
You just can't go wrong.
Now, I think for you it's working because it's genuine. If someone you think that would try to mimic what you're doing, would you think it'd pan out the same, or because of the ingenuity, like? It's
maybe
not
at first.
People can smell inauthenticity. I think people sniff it out, like whether they know it or not. It's just a vibe. I like it, I don't like it, and they may not realize that they're reading energy. But if it's not authentic, it doesn't work. This doesn't work. It may smoke and mirror in the beginning, but it wouldn't be a sustainable model.
Exactly. Like, you'd get weeded out real quick.
Yeah.
Like, eventually.
Yeah.
You could tell. Nah, that's one of the main things me and D-Lo, like, pride ourselves on, is just, like, being true to ourselves and, staying authentic to, especially with the podcast. Like, we just want to get on here and, help everyone, give you a spotlight, give tips to our audience to figure out, if they want to do something like Quantum Groove, then we have you on here giving out game, so everybody wins.
Yeah. And I love spreading the knowledge. Like, I feel like everybody can win. Like, there's
definitely enough pie for everybody to get a piece, you know what I mean? And that's just the mentality that we have to remind ourselves that we can all have that. Because what happens is, like we've talked about, people tend to be like, no, you know what? I want it all for me. They have that ego that, I'm not going to help nobody. And that's where, people like us, people like Eddie, people like Crucified, like all these people that we've talked to and had on here, like Danny, like everyone like that wants the best out of the best for the scene and the for the scene to flourish, and
we just all spread love, That's the best thing we can do.
Well, it's the one fundamental principle of nature, I think, is love is the driving factor in life and the universe. Like, that's the one connecting thing that like scientists and philosophers will agree upon is love. That's the common thread. So some people just want to give it, and some people are on a different life path, and that's okay too, like we're all on different life paths, but that's why we're all here together in this room too. It's because of, the connection and you can sense the authenticity.
I agree. With that said, like what are your future plans, coming up with Quantum Groove?
Excuse me. Without saying too much yet, because I don't want to.
No, of course.
Curse myself, or I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but I'm looking at public properties, so like city-owned properties. Working with somebody right now who has done it successfully several times, like shut down parks and streets.
Wow.
So my
like block party stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Go ahead. You're good.
My vision is to kind of emulate or not replicate, but emulate like what I saw growing up. Like when we, there was parties at the Row before the Row was redone, and there was like Hippie 2000 was there, and there was like they were like
that's really cool.
they weren't Insomniac Factory 93, which I love, and I go to a lot of Factory 93 shows, but something in between what I'm doing and that. So if they're a 10,000 capacity, something around 3,000 to 5,000 ongoing in sexy places around the city, preferably near downtown, because I want to stay in downtown as much as I can. It doesn't make sense intuitively to go to the west side or the beach side or any other part of LA right now. And I'm from downtown, so it's like my roots.
Now, do you think it wouldn't really be as good near the beach because it's just too crowded, or like why do you think it's not? Like, I'm just curious at this point, or like why do you see the demographic specifically in downtown?
I feel like the west side's just too far. And it's a different culture out there. The culture is just different. The east side versus west side of LA, and I'm just an east side guy. And when I have gone to, I did a couple parties in Venice Beach, and I felt like the people were there just to get trashed, and like you can tell by looking at the videos, like that no one's dancing, no one's no one's vibing or paying attention to the music. They're just. It's like a frat party. Yeah,
everyone's just talking like
and they're like, this is cool EDM for them, and like there's no heart in it for me to do that. Like that was my last the two experiences I had there, and I like the grittiness of where I'm at. Like Lincoln Heights, Chinatown, downtown. Like I like the grittiness. I like how there's beauty next to ugliness.
Yeah, the beautiful mural next to the graffiti. Like
I like it.
It's the yin and yang of it.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it feels right.
Would you dare say like maybe somewhere near where they did Skyline? Because I believe like that section is beautiful.
That venue this year was absolutely amazing. I have to say, like that has to be one of my favorites so far.
I don't know if anyone's. I feel like whenever, because I try to do a party at Nod Street. And the property management company would not work with anybody that's not Insomniac affiliated. Wow. So there's a monopoly on venues, and I'll say it.
No, yeah. I mean, I know it has to be said, and it sucks because, I mean, they're not letting the little guys win anymore.
Yeah, even that parking lot. Remember, like there was the Secret Projects Festival that they did, and they took up like the 2 stages.
Yep.
I even tried doing a party in the parking lot, and they're like they're somehow corporately tied to Live Nation now, which is Live Nation. So that venue where Skyline was, I'm assuming that's the same situation. Like, because I know that Factory 93 has parties there. They had I Hate Models, Charlotte DeWitt, and it's the Anderson Street. It's a cool place, but I don't see the big corporations allowing us in.
Understood. Now, I guess the next question would be: do you see Quantum Groove, like this party, becoming worldwide in the sense of like you doing like a series, like I don't know, let's just say in Greece, in one of their beautiful spots, and then you're bringing it to India, and then like, is that what you're trying to do with this, or is this like what is like the big overall picture of Quantum Group?
Yeah, so I do. I thank you for asking, because that's exactly what I want to do. Is I'm trying to land and expand and use my business professional experience from the past and apply it to this. But I want to expand into different cities and hire team captains and replicate what I'm doing around the U.S. and go into Mexico. I want to be in Asia. I want to be in Europe. I'm starting to prepare and educate myself on how to become attractive to investors. So when we get to the point, we need other people's money to fund those kinds of projects, and I'm okay with that. As long as it's done the right way. But I would like it to be a big brand like that's doing stuff internationally. Like I feel like the energy's there, the name's there, the brand is growing and becoming identifiable finally. It took a while for me to get my brand consistent.
It takes a minute to find your brand identity, and that's totally okay. I mean, for us, like we were on the rise for the longest time before we converted into OTR radio, and I'll tell you, it's been a complete 180 since that flip. And from the way we run things, from the way people are liking the product, from the way people are just telling us firsthand, hey, we really like what you guys are doing. We think the name sounds better. It's more catching to us. Everything is over. It's just running better overall.
So sometimes it takes trial and error. Obviously you gotta fucking do the thing to understand how it's really gonna work and how it's gonna work the best way possible. So I mean, for anyone listening, you're not gonna figure it out unless you try.
Yeah,
100%. I mean,
would you mind moving your laptop over here? I think that's what's making it hot. If you can.
Sorry. I won't be able to. At least not for this one because of the cord. No, so essentially what we're trying to do with this is kind of and I hate to kind of go with them because they're the first ones I think of, but experts only, right? How they're doing just a bunch of series everywhere.
Yeah.
That's essentially kind of what you want to do, but in your own way, and how you guys throw events. Like
Brunch Electronic or Glitterbox, not that
there you go.
But our own production brand style of music curation. Yeah, exactly like that. And if anyone's listening out there in these other markets, San Francisco, Austin, Miami, New York, Mexico, I'm looking for partners that like it and that want to affiliate with Los Angeles, even if it's a reciprocal relationship. I'm looking for those hearts of gold again, because it's all about who we work with. But I'm always putting the feelers out and looking for people in different cities who get it and want to put in the work and be a part of it. And let's get me and my people to Miami, get us booked, help us do parties there, and we'll get you to LA and make it happen for you here. Because everyone wants to come to LA.
Absolutely. So essentially, you're building an organization worldwide to kind of have artists everywhere, all around the world, to kind of keep it going everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think where people kind of get lost in it a bit is they're trying to make teams or chapters of their collective in every state or every country, and that's where I think we kind of fall short, because not everyone is that tuned in to what the mission statement, or that locked in.
Yeah.
What would you think is someone that you're looking your key candidate for someone to join the team? What are you looking for?
Like when it comes to growing.
Yeah, when it comes to growing, because like let's say like a listener out here is like, oh, I actually would want to join like Quantum Groove. Like, what are you looking for for team members?
Yeah, no, literally, like right now, if anyone's listening, they hear your vision and they agree with it, and think that they could add to it. What
I'm looking for someone who's doing something already, who has the experience, some sort of experience, that a proven track record that it's measurable. Because that'll tell me that they have the connections, the processes down. The relationships, of course, but people who again can speak to their integrity, speak to their value system, can talk about what that means to them in life, and someone that I can vet as a good person, even if they're not something at whatever level they're at. Just looking for people who have business expertise, some sort of a business idea of what they're doing, or have a strategy down, even if they're an artist making the business happen. I just need someone who's doing it and who wants to come to LA and branch out either their DJ career and or their collectives out in the West Coast, and we can take care of each other and reciprocate.
Yeah. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Now, for you right now, because you're so focused on Quantum Groove, or at least that's what I'm hearing at the moment, how are you balancing being the CEO, but also being an artist, and walk us through the difficulties in that?
Yeah, wearing multiple hats, whereas most people are just one thing or the other.
Yeah. My art suffers, I'd say, for sure.
Yeah.
Consistency again is the key, and discipline. But doing what I have to do for Quantum Groove, because that's more of a have to thing. I have an LLC. I have to file taxes. Like I have to do. Have money invested in it. And then on the artist side, I'm doing it as much as I can, as it makes sense for me to keep my balance in life. It's it is lower on the priority level now, not because I want it to be, but that's just how things are. And I'm working on something bigger, a bigger project that
you're it's like you said, past yourself and more for the community and the scene. Yeah.
But I'm always curating music for different types of steps for different scenarios, and I practice a lot still at home, because I set up my studio at home, so I practice almost every day.
Nice.
So I'm not actively looking to be booked, but it's happening, which is nice, because people are coming to me and asking me, and I really like that. I really appreciate it. I feel like I was able to credentialize myself through Quantum Groove and through what I've been doing as an artist and as a entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So I should get out there, and I have an EPK. I haven't sent it to one person.
What the heck? Why not? You guys let us see it after this.
Lavenge helped me with that.
Man! Again, shout out Lavenge.
So I'm telling you, that boy does so much. He helps a lot. He's got a heart of gold. But I haven't sent it to one collective, because again, I'm just so focused on Quantum Groove, and then I just haven't. I need to buckle down and dial in and do it. And I get booked a couple of times a month. Mm-hmm. And that's good enough for me.
Yeah, just to keep you busy.
They're late too, and I'm I don't want to stay out super late that much.
People still know you're active,
Yeah, and then people will hear me people come to my parties. I was booked by Framed recently. Nice. They came and supported several parties. The leadership team.
Nice.
Became great friends with them. Realized that I knew Dennis from Sound Factory from way back in the day. I didn't even realize that I knew the owner until Sakura introduced me, the door girl introduced me, and I was like, oh, it's you. I can't believe it. I know you. But then I got asked to play there, and
nice.
it was really an honor for me, because I look up to them also.
They're doing great stuff, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Quality events.
Quality events, and
sucks.
They've been just doing it for quite some time, where it's kind of hard to deny it, it's hard to not bring them up in a conversation because of how well their events have done. Sound Factory, Frame, all these guys, that have been just killing it out here. Overall, dude, I think we have to talk about these difficult things, because it's true, it's hard to have all the hats on at once.
Yeah.
I suffer with it from time to time. I'll tell you right now, dude, I haven't been able to work on music in about 3 months. I've not been motivated to write any music. Yeah. I started working on one that I'm kind of pedaling back and forth in, but because OTR is so important to me right now, I don't want any energy or time wasted from me, you know? And that's where, again, like what you're saying, like my artistry suffers a bit. And I just have to think about the big picture and putting this first for the meantime and then coming back to that. And that's okay, you know? Like maybe right now the ideas are cultivating, but at the end of the day, as long as you're staying productive and busy in the scene, I feel like that's overall the most important
thing.
You know?
Totally.
I think sometimes what happens as well is, you know, because we don't stay busy, that's where we get forgotten, and you know it doesn't really help anything, especially if you're trying to do something and behind the scenes you have to stay active at some point or another.
It could be even like sometimes like I haven't played too many shows just because I've been locked in my producer bag and stuff, but you know sometimes I'll like record a little content and I'll post a video of here mixing, you know, or you know I just uploaded a new set like last week, so you know just even something as simple as that, you know, just showing people that, you know, hey, I'm still here.
It matters, like out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly.
Stay active on something every day. I mean, not every day, but for Quantum Groove, it's every day. Not for Arthaus page, it's not every day.
That's I was living by that philosophy for a long time, and then I ran out of things to post, or I was trying to scramble to find out what to post, and I hate feeling forced now to post something because I feel like now you could tell, you know, like the content isn't authentic anymore, and people don't enjoy it as much anymore. So now like I've been really just debating of when and how to post things, because like you were saying, like the algorithm really eats it up a certain way. It's scary.
It doesn't like the same stuff either. I've been realizing that my engagement went down. I was like almost to 200,000 account views last month, and I'm down to 80,000 this month.
Wow.
And so I ran it through ChatGPT, and it was like, your content is Instagram doesn't like to see the same type of thing. You need to change up like how the videos look, and like what the text overlays say, and like lifestyle content versus people having fun versus a combo of both, and DJs and behind the scenes, and you have to comment and repost. And, you know, if you don't comment back on somebody else's comment, the algorithm doesn't favor it, and it's like, so that's a lot of time consumption.
It's crazy how much time we have to spend on that to figure out like what's gonna work and make it the most successful. And it sucks, you know. I feel like we shouldn't have to, but it sucks because we have to be a one-man band right now to make it happen before we can, you know, pay someone to focus on that while we focus on something else. But now going back to Quantum Groove, like what makes your events different from like your typical day party, your typical day event, your typical outside of just saying, oh, it's a house music day party? Like what makes Quantum Groove a Quantum Groove party?
The energy and intentionality from the beginning. So the intention of keeping that experience going, the experience that we created last year. So continuing that. But the locations, really important. The vibe. I mean, the vibe goes back to the intention. So, you know, what's the vibe? The artist, like the artists that I've been booking are, you know, their followers are house heads and, you know, dedicated to the scene. And so those are the people to me who are like, we want to really appeal to. But it's really the vibe. Like that's what makes us different. I'd say it's the vibe. It's the whole manifestation coming together, like the collective consciousness, like, you know, being overtaken by the music, and people. I mean, my marketing has changed this year, but when it was before, it was very esoteric, very sacred geometry driven, like divination, and you know, I study that stuff, and it's my interest and my hobby. So my marketing has changed now because I work with the hotel, and you know, we were trying to appeal to more people and make it not so, I don't know, esoteric, I guess.
Now, as a business owner, where do you draw that line of like letting go of your creative freedom, but also having to put a certain amount? Like where do you say, okay, fine, like I'll change it because I want to be here because of the venue? Like,
I mean, just on the flyer, like I'm not like everything else is me. It's just the actual flyer, which takes a big load off me because I'm so bad at Canva and like editing things and like making flyers. It's just, you know, I was making them for a long time, and then Lavenge started making them, and Mama J. They can tell when I make my flyers because they'll message me like, you made that flyer, didn't you? Like it's not cutting it. So I just stopped. I learned, and you know, there's a marketing team supporting the hotel, and they put them together, and so they're marketing experts. I you know, what they've done so far is cool. I like it. I mean, I don't love it, but it's okay, and it takes pressure off me to focus on other areas of the business.
Yeah.
But everything else is like really.
Hey, that's all
my
that matters. I mean,
direction.
I guess I probably worded that wrong, but I mean, I understand. Yeah, there's a little bit of a give and take when you are making a deal with like, you know, a business like that and making sure that their needs are met. Same with yours, though. You know, like not giving up full creative freedom.
Yeah.
Isn't that scary to think about? Like when it comes to like actual big business, like we kind of have to give up what we really want to do in a sense a little bit, even like just to kind of work with big teams like that, or like even like with the people that we want to work with.
I get it, you know, like, and somebody important to me once told me that they don't want to give up full creative control. Somebody I was considering on collaborating with, a friend. And back then, I didn't get it, but now I get it. Now I respect it. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, and I was new to the scene too. Like no one knew like what anything was going to look or feel or smell like. Now it's different. We're over a year, you know, we're going on a year and a couple months.
That's one thing definitely that kind of surprised me. Like dropping my EP with Hypnotic. You know, they kind of like were like, "Oh, what do you want to do with like the cover art?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like whatever." And then they were like, "Honestly, most labels don't even let you choose at all. They just fucking they tell you this is what it's gonna be, this is what it's called." You know, and you just basically supply the tracks. So, like, honestly, I get it, because for me, artistry is so important, like, even down to the cover art, you know. So, that was just a shock to me. When they told me that, I was like, damn, really? Like that? Like, they're like, yeah, nah, they don't fucking let you choose shit.
I feel like it's a relief. I'm like, oh, thank you.
In a way.
Give and take,
But
right?
for me,
Yeah.
it's different. Like, because this is the business side versus that's your art.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still my own art in the business, but I'm just sometimes I feel like I'm drowning in work. So I'm just so grateful for it right now.
Yeah.
But it is gnarly to have to give that up and like, you know, to level up.
Yeah. It's like your baby. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're going to do what?
Like everything in life, it's just give and take. Everything in life, like a little give and take.
Now, what are like some of the biggest lessons you've learned doing this thing, man? Especially competing with like other big event space or like collectives. Like,
my biggest lesson: never give up. Probably my biggest lesson.
Yeah, right. You'll never fail if you never quit.
Never
right?
quit. Yeah, I've never failed anything in life yet, and I refuse to fail. And sometimes I want to give up, and like I've thought about just deleting it and like just disappear.
Yeah,
just gonna delete it and disappear and not say anything to anybody. But I can't. I feel like I owe it to the city and to myself and to the people, like, you know, because they like it. And but not giving up and just having faith, because a lot of this is operating on faith. Like I operate on faith so much, and I like freak out before most of my events until it gets packed, and I'm like, no one's coming. No, they're gonna like fire me. They don't want to work with me anymore at the venue, and I, you know, and then all of a sudden we're packed, and I'm like, okay, and everyone knows that I go through that around me on my team. They're like, it's okay, like it's
Take
not
a breath.
11 o'clock yet. Chill, like
Yeah.
But Coachella like really messed me up too. Like no one did show up the second week. It was a really bad. Like
it's hard, especially you're learning like what holidays to take off, like what weekends you shouldn't do, like
EDC. No, not doing anything EDC.
Exactly, stuff
Not
like
at all.
that.
Yeah.
Like the week before, the week of, and the week after.
Yep.
Forget about it.
Yep, that's something that we also learned the hard way too. Like we're so hyped and so energized to just to be in it that we don't really like look at that stuff at first, you know. And
The small little details.
Yeah,
that,
the small
You're looking
you
at an
only,
empty dance floor, and you're like
You're
apologizing.
only gonna know. You're only gonna know by experiencing, by doing the thing.
Yep.
It's horrible. I felt so bad for the DJs. I'm like, I'm so sorry that there's no one here.
No,
Like
yeah.
Hot Pursuit was playing. I think we did like an okay turnout, but I was just like, I'm sorry that there's no one here for you to play.
No,
for.
Shout out
completely
Hot
get it.
Pursuit.
Yeah, that guy, he's the homie too.
I completely get it, and it's hard, but we're learning. You know, we're just the most important thing is that we're getting back up, dusting ourselves off, and saying, okay, where can we learn from? What can we learn from this, and where can we improve? You know,
Just persist.
exactly. Outside of that, though, do you feel like Quantum Groove has felt like competition with like other collectives, even if it's nightlife, even if it's like
okay, well, this is funny. Like, so before, like, I created Quantum Groove, I wasn't, maybe they're around day clubs and stuff, and I wasn't aware of them, but I felt like there was nothing going on. And then after I started it, I kept seeing everything that I was doing being done by other people. Like we did all ages at the park, and then I see other people doing all ages at the park, and like we somebody else, a competitor, like they're at the rooftop now, and then they're at the Chinatown State Historic Park where we were, and I'm like, I felt like
It's copycats.
this is my idea, like
Yeah.
but like what can I still support it, like but in my head I'm like, man,
Yeah, you just got to do it better.
I gotta keep persist. I gotta keep persisting, and
Yeah, you just got to make sure your shit's better.
yeah, amen. Thank you.
And it is.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it.
Now, are you looking into production soon as well?
Yes, if I can find the time a day. Like, there's so many amazing artists like in my world who are like, whenever you want. Like, Mama J, she's brilliant.
Yeah.
Artist.
I see her all the time on her story, like
brilliant.
producing. Yeah.
And she's just like, we've been talking about this for, I don't know, since last year, and I have to really segment my day and treat it like something, like a job that I report to somebody else to, and from 11 to 1 o'clock every day, we're either Zooming or we're in person.
Yeah.
Because it's in my head, and I make music all the time in my head from lots of different noises and jingles, and just lots of different pieces of inspiration. And I know that I can make some really cool music. I just know it's in me. I just have to buckle down and learn the computer part of it.
Yeah, we had a guest on recently. His name was Bro. He's out from Arizona, and just
Shout out, Bro.
His workflow absolutely amazed me. Just like he's like, yeah, man, I'm getting up at like 7 a.m. and I'm jumping in the studio, and like he blocks like almost every hour of his time off for certain things. And I think a lot of people can benefit from having structure like that, because there's a lot of things that we have to do, but there's things that we want to do too, and just trying to find the time to do that just sometimes can seem impossible. But if you sit down and write out a schedule, a structure for your day, like non-negotiables, I think that could help out a lot of people. And I mean, like you said, it's bearing, especially like running an event or Quantum Groove, and then having your artistry too. Yeah, just trying to find the time, man. It's tough, but just with a good schedule, I think you could definitely accomplish it for sure, and with the right people.
And you have to be really just self-disciplined, because it's easy to like say, like, if you're working for the man, a boss, it's easy. It's a lot harder to not do your job without risk losing it.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're like accountable.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to like, okay, well, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, no, and that really doesn't serve meeting goals. So just like really honing down and dialing in on exactly what you said, like schedule. I used to operate on a schedule for many years. I worked in banking. Like, it was so fragmented and rigid, and we got so much done. But I was like, scared of my regional managers and stuff, cracking down on me if I didn't do it. And now I'm like,
You're the boss.
Like, whatever.
Nah, I completely get that. Moving on to your DJ sets, I want to know, like, how do you plan a set? Like, what is your thought process when you're putting together a set?
Are you plan it start to finish, or throw a general idea of some songs in a playlist and you're gonna kind of fill it out?
I start by planning them, but then I always deviate and go into like old. So I create I label all my sets by all my files by party. So by date in the collective.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
And then I will jump around if I get bored with it, and then I'll go back into it. Like, so I try and like have structure. I harmonize everything for sure. I run it through mixed in key and go through it to make sure like I don't have to be thinking at the last minute in the dark and trying to like see a mixer in the dark.
That blank face and just trying to find something to play. Yeah.
But I like
scrolling panic, we should call it.
Yeah. But if you like eventually like you hear them and play them so much, you just know like which sets are like the best ones.
You got tools in your tool belt.
Yeah. And like sometimes you want to go back a year, and sometimes you want to go back just the last month. And sometimes I don't do it at all. I'll just like go through a completely new set.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like sneaking in techno and hard groove here and there, like
Yeah.
towards the end of my set. Like that's really fun for me.
How fun.
And I make everybody play. I don't make, but I like. I request kindly that people keep it to tech house at my parties, but people like will drop techno and hard groove, and I'm like, all right,
Fine.
all right, it was good. I liked it. People liked it. Like,
It's,
all right,
it's
all right.
tasteful at least.
Yeah, at least it's good stuff. Like,
Yeah.
as long as it's good stuff. But that's fun to throw that stuff in.
What are you hoping people experience when they hear like an Arthaus set? Like, what's the feeling that you hope people feel?
Sexy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely sexy. Just excited. I love seeing people really excited and like, you know, whooping and whistling and jumping and screaming and fist bumping. And like, so I just like to instill excitement in people, and I like to move them too. So, and I don't always do this. Like someone told me one time that when they listen to my music, it makes them want to crip walk.
Okay.
Which I was like, I think that's a good
All
thing.
Yeah, I was
Right.
like that's a good compliment. It sounds
Yeah.
like
I feel like it's a very LA. No, to me, it's like very
Yeah.
LA kind of gangsterish
Mm-hmm.
tech house. But so ever since then, I've tried to diversify. But I like to take people on a journey.
Yeah.
You know, so start it off somewhat slow, and then like give them different kinds of house, different genres,
Okay.
all still like with a tech house foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and then some iconic songs that are gonna move people. Like if I can make them cry, like that would be great. You know, like I love
Yeah.
when people are like crying on the dance floor, happy, like because it's just like I've been listening to Inner Bloom over and over by Rufus Du Sol the past week, just because it's just
Such a good
my
song.
theme song of the
Yes.
week, and I
Yeah.
love it. But like, you know, Romy plays that a lot, and Romy played for us maybe a month ago.
Mm.
He's a great guy too.
Shout out Romy.
Shout out Romy.
But he plays great remixes of that Inner Bloom song, and that's just like, I think it's beautiful. That, or like It's Gonna Be You and Me, that song. It's Gonna
Yeah,
Be You.
Disclosure.
Yes, that's another one. Like I feel like people get very emotional, so it's nice to like give them like that city gritty urban crip walking experience, and then like also shock them with like a really moving, like
Yeah.
makes them think about their life.
Super
and,
emotional.
You know, like, yeah, but they're still able to move because there's rhythm, and then take it back to something else like that's techno and a little bit harder and darker, and then
Yeah.
close it out
Tell a
a
nice
little
story,
lighter
you know?
for the next DJ.
So essentially, you're trying to plan like a story. You're trying to storytell a little bit within those sets.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like that's a lost art at times for right now, at least what I'm seeing in the scene. I think right now,
It's a lot of instant gratification, banger after banger.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say we're like a jukebox. Not everybody. I know a lot of my friends are actual good DJs, but from what I've noticed outside of the group, a lot of people are like Denali just said, people are just trying to play banger after banger to get that instant gratification, but it's not really giving you like a big picture of like, this is what we're trying to accomplish. Like this is like the big
I mean,
storytelling. Like
I get it though, because it's kind of hard to tell actually no, it's not hard. It's
not hard.
If you're
It just
a
has
good
to be good
DJ,
tastefully.
you can tell a story in 1 hour. But, you know, the way that events are doing it, you know, we want more people at the shows, so more DJs equal more people. So with that, you know, people are trying to scram and play as many bangers as they can in a set rather than, you know, just taking people somewhere.
Well, what I feel like is also happening is DJs trying to be like that because they want to outshine the previous DJ and or the DJ after that, so they can get a better slot time after.
So you would say,
that
like,
egotistical thing starts happening.
People have less respect for opening and closing slots.
Correct. Yeah, I think again, like people are just so focused on trying to like shit on each other out here that like, hey, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna play bang after banger, so people are hyped up for my shit, and then let the promoters know they fucked up by giving me an opening slot, or they fucked up by not giving me a primetime slot or whatever, and this is what I'm gonna do. And it sucks. I feel like for every slot that you're in, you're able to tell a good story, and you should be able to do that. I feel like it's a lost art, like I said. I don't know. Personally.
I'm guilty. I mean, I did it recently, like, and I'm guilty of it, but I feel like I didn't go straight into, like, so I won't even say who it's for, but
It's time and setting, I think, right?
I started off with minimal. We started off with house, and then by the end of my set, it was like bangers and tech house. But I was the opener.
But that's
right. But it's afters though too.
But we're saying like coming right out the gate, and you're just
no, like
fucking.
I feel like that's people's chance to shine, and that shows that goes to show like the ego, and the instant gratification, because people are like, this is my chance to shine, and really like show the people and give it to them. But like the time and place, like it's so much nicer to have it warmed up nicely. Like
it's a gradual like lift off, just slowly getting into it, and that's the real beauty.
The roller coaster.
And these DJs get offended. Like I have one that doesn't talk to me anymore. Like another one, not because of that, but because that was part. I think that started, and he was offended because I was like, don't play bangers from 9 to 10 o'clock. Like, and he's just like, what do you mean? I already have my set together, and you're going to kill my artistry. And just threw a tantrum about it. And I'm like, bro, like, like this isn't, you need to understand the assignment, like, and he just didn't get it. Like
literally.
And
it's not all about you, brother.
And that's another one that, is not in my life anymore. Like and I don't know why. I did nothing but help these people, and they just get their egos hurt, I think.
With talking about people getting their egos hurt, like where do you see the scene currently right now, like for house music and just dance music, I guess?
I mean,
in Los Angeles, because I guess we really can't say for over the world, but all over the world, but just
definitely dominated by afters, like really dominated by afters and money.
Would you say it's like a result from COVID? People.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely trying to find a safe space or just somewhere to interact.
Well, they had to, because everything got shut down. And so before, in the 2010s, there was a lot of clubs that you can go to all over Hollywood, Silver Lake, downtown, and then COVID hit, and the scene was forced to go underground because there was nothing permitted happening above ground. And so that turned into ragers and free for all and a better experience. I think, because I like afters better than most nightclubs.
I
think feel so regulated and like watched, and I don't know, it's just better.
It's more freeing,
anonymous too, and like it's just a different vibe. But LA's like really kicking ass with afters.
Do you think it might be time that LA moves on from the afters and focuses more on putting people back in the nightclubs, or you think that it'll always stay?
I think it's going to always stay, because the experience is so different, and clubs are just so regulated. And like, I went to Exchange the other night, and I just, from the minute like I got searched to like, I just felt it was like I was just doing something wrong, like almost getting in trouble for like going to this way or that way, or taking my drink downstairs to the bathroom, or like just all those regulations.
Okay. Yeah.
And I feel that in a lot of clubs when I have to go to them. So afters is fun and always serve its purpose, and it's really for the youth. Like the youth want to stay out and party till the sun comes up.
Yeah,
and then the youth are never going to stop coming. They're just going to keep coming. Yeah. But that new law that passed, the 4 a.m. law,
with the Hollywood, right, serving alcohol.
Yeah, I think it's more than I don't know. I have to read about it, but I thought it was other areas that are not just Hollywood.
I think Santa Monica as well.
I think it's like a bar has to apply for it too.
Okay,
so it has to make sense for the establishment, but
that does open up a lot more like avenues.
Yeah, like you can like competing with afters, but there's a give and take, because it's easier, because it's turnkey ready usually, versus after you're like scrambling to set up the bar and like your security and your porta potties and the perimeter and the everything, the production.
You're literally responsible for everything,
and taking a risk. If you get shut down, the police can take your CDJs, and like you're screwed. Like that's a lot of money.
That just happened to me. Well, not my CDJs, but I went to play for after midnight like a couple months ago. Like 10 minutes before I hop on, dude. Boom, 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 boom. Cops, bro. Nah, not tonight, bro. Sorry. Go out the back. That's it.
Same thing with me. And right before I played, when I got busted,
heartbreaking.
It was like 10 minutes before my set. Like
you're so excited. No. You're just like, can't wait to spin. Nope.
Sucks.
But we've seen that firsthand, where like the promoters have to just grab their things because they have to scramble and get out of there.
Yeah.
I guess I asked that question because recently we had a guest and I asked the same question, and they said they feel like the afters is dying in LA. They feel like it's not as big as it used to be. Although it has a big community, specifically, I would say the techno, like hard techno, hard dance community. But it's not as what it was like 2 years ago.
I think it's more driven for like people that are just trying to get fucked up and just have a place to party. Whereas like we need more spaces for music lovers.
Yeah,
So
I could see that. Like,
I don't know, like,
But then again, we also have like I bring them up all the time. Like there's very niche parties though that do very well, like Certified Groovers. Like I'm trying to think of some other ones. 6 a.m. used to be really good at it too, but all these like there's just very niche like after spots that are like for like you're saying for that music specific, like for the music specifically, not to go and get hammered, get drunk, get messed up, go talk to girls, whatever, you know, like you're specifically there for that. And I think we need to focus probably a tad bit more on that than overall just trying to cram a space and trying to get everyone as fucked up as possible to ramp up the sales. And I feel like that's not really the move personally. I mean, people listening are probably telling me I'm stupid, but that's how I see it.
I think people need to come together and stop being greedy and like monopolizing it. Like there's power in numbers, and you can put a better production on, you can create a better experience, you can share the wealth and, you know, have just a whole better, you know, experience by bringing in 2, 3, 4 collectives that are competing so bad and they're bleeding, and, you know, and then the experience is compromised because the vibe isn't there, because there's not enough people, maybe because there's so many options. So I'm like, I'm always trying to collaborate and find people to work with, because it's like there's power in numbers.
Yeah.
And we can just split the profit. Like it's not like we're making millions here. I mean,
Literally, no, yeah.
Anyways, but
like we've said, like if you're in here for the money, dude, you're good luck.
But some of them are killing, you know, like the big ones that do the techno and stuff. I won't say the names.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get you. Yeah,
they're, you know, but like what's changing the scene too, like I sense like a lot of too much darkness, and I like going to sound crazy, and I'm still going to say it on this podcast, but I feel like the devil got into the scene the past 2 years and like was manipulating the youth through social media and like everything that people are seeing, you know, with this situation, these situations.
I agree. I mean, there's been like some events or some shows where it just feels dark.
Yeah, it's
literally
like the
just
devil.
feels like
and like
just uneased.
You're appealing
whole
to
time.
like everybody, like thousands and thousands. You know, these people have 90,000 followers and text blasts with 50,000 people. You know, so like talk about making a head turn. You can make a head turn left or right with, you know, a real simple symbolic message that goes out, and there's a responsibility. Like I think, you know, leading that many people and giving them messaging, like you need to, again, it comes back to, are you a good person and do you have integrity, and like, are you doing the right thing? Because what I saw was not good, and I say it was like the devil in the scene. And I came in and just are at that same time. And my remember the first year, I kept saying my mission is to bring light to the community, bring people out of the darkness of the underground and give them a house music experience in the sun, into the light.
Into the light. Yeah, it's
so
beautiful.
like a light worker. And when you battle darkness, the devil comes at you more and more.
Yeah,
you know, and like I experienced it.
They're
like,
his biggest
throughout the
enemy,
year.
man. You painted a big target on your back, but hey, you're literally doing God's work.
But I feel protected, you know, like I know I'm protected. I have been. And I just wish that people would like get it and come together and focus on safety, focus on women's safety. That's a
100%.
huge thing. It bothers me so much,
Dude,
especially
same.
as a gay man, like, and I see what's going on. Like, I'm like, it's summer's coming, spring's coming, flesh is going to be out. Like people need to be walking around with identifiable clothes. Easily accessible to the Patreons, because girls are getting sexually assaulted and, you know, being carried out drunk, you know, passed out. And like,
I've said it before, 6 a.m. does a real good job at having those people that they have like a red armband and it's lit up and they're all throughout the crowd. It's just
great.
in case anybody needs anything at all.
Yeah.
They're just one person away, whatever. Like, oh, there he is right there. Go grab him. You know, like that right there, just having that peace of mind that, you know, you're safe always. Is just so important, especially at these events at like late night. People were getting fucked up. I think the other day, I was actually leaving Coachella, dude, and there's just some girl like passed out in the fucking bushes, and people were just walking by. I'm like, finally someone fucking helped her. But it's just like insane, like that shit can happen, and like if there's no one around to like fucking advise or, you know, like just be there, like, bro, these bad things can happen.
And people are so desensitized. Like how?
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like right now what's happened is but like the scene has become just so sexualized, like to make it so like, oh, it's nothing, you know, like, oh, it's normal, like the text crazy at 3 a.m. like the crazy 3 a.m. text that we'll be receiving.
Still on for tonight, baby.
Yeah, like, you know, like,
oh my god,
like,
can you bail me out? That was when I saw like a couple days.
Yeah,
I like forward them to my friends all the time because we laugh about it.
Debauchery,
and it's like, oh, damn, like we're becoming so desensitized because we think it's all a joke, you know. And when we do see something, we're like, you know, and that's
you
and
just
it
shrug
sucks.
it off.
And that's not okay, you know. We talked about it in one pod. I forgot with who, but I saw a bunch, like, just, it was towards the end of the night. I just see like 14 guys just looking at one female, like sharking her out, and it's like, that's disgusting. I hate it. It made me feel gross, and that wasn't happening to me, you know. And it's just things like that can all be happening. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
And that ties into the afters because they attract a lot of people who are not in it for the music. They're just in it to get fucked up late at night in a dark space with the heavy bass, you know, and find chicks.
Yeah.
And like we have a responsibility to protect the people from that, you know, from fire hazards, from stampedes, like
safety,
I feel like,
just overall safety,
like there's so many liabilities, you know, responsibilities doing this. And I'm always watching my party. I'm always watching. If you're at my parties, like I always know who's weird, what the weird vibe is, and people tell me, my people look out for me, and people, you know, like I'm just on the lookout for it because I want to like get that out of my
you don't need that energy.
Yeah,
you don't need that energy at all.
Now, we did bring up social media. Do you think that has like impacted the scene in a good way or in a bad way with everything as well?
Both.
I
think it's like a
double-edged sword.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's both because it's helped grow. It's created awareness, you know, like people are able to shine farther and brighter now through this tool, but we also lost mystery, sacredness. Everything's accessible. People are accessible. Concepts, like there's no working for anything anymore. Like you can see everybody's life, every collective, what they're doing. And I miss the days when it was mysterious and it was a flyer, like back, you know, like, or a promo video or something, a CD, like a CD-ROM or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, they used to have lineups and they would just have the people, but then you don't know who played when.
Yeah, that's great. Like, I mean, I miss that. Like, so it's both. It's helped, but like, you can ask that same question with society. You know, like, has social media helped us or harmed us? And I think it's done both.
I guess another question is that price worth paying for? You know, like, was it worth the price to give up that, like,
only time will
mystery?
tell.
Yeah, that mystery, like
I
that.
don't know.
It's hard. I mean, we bring that question up every time we have a guest, and just to hear their insight. And it's true. Like, we really don't know what's going to be the big picture from social media happening. You know, I was just in Vegas and I literally saw an ad for social media addiction. Like, hey, like, if you're addicted to social media, like, call this number, and to try to get away from it. It's a give and take.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's both. It's like everything in life is both. You can have one without the other. So it's got to be, it's good and bad. You know, light and dark, night and day. Boy, girl, up, down. It's all, it's both.
Now, I guess the last question I have for you is, what do you think house music and the house scene needs right now? What do you think it needs more of? What do you think is lacking? What do you think, if we had a little bit more of this, the scene would be much better?
That's a really tough one. The first word that comes to mind is just collaboration.
Hey, that is a big one. Yeah. That's a tremendous one. Like we talked about at the beginning of the pod, you know, people don't want to collaborate because they want everything for themselves. Mm-hmm. That sucks. It doesn't need to be like that.
It's like, why don't we just bring 5 collectives together and throw one big party so people aren't scrambling on which one to go to, and like, you know, curate it right, and like, you're going to make more money because everyone's there. Mm-hmm. You know, set up a couple more bars, and like, just, you know,
bigger space.
Instead of making 10, 20,000, maybe you're making 8 or 5, you know, whatever. But like, it's sustainable, and you're doing it. You know, you're working with other people. It's too much competition.
I get that
Too
one.
many choices, like Netflix.
Oh yeah,
People sit there and scroll trying to find what to watch, or YouTube. There's too many options.
Yeah.
you go back to whatever you know.
Blockbuster
Yeah.
video, like you like remember Blockbuster?
I do.
Like you're excited to watch that one.
Mhm. One
DVD that you don't
DVD.
even know like what it's about really because
Yep.
you didn't see the advertisements, but you read the back of it and it seemed good,
Yep.
I
and
heard
that did it for you.
I heard like Netflix. It's like what was it that they don't even advertise the certain like movies or whatever they have on there. They just I lost the point, but basically they try to sell you on the subscription rather than like, okay, we have like this or that. I don't know. I forgot the point, but
And their algorithms are pushing like there's I find stuff on other people's TVs and I'm like I've never seen any of this
Yeah,
stuff. Like
same.
so they only
Yeah.
show you what they think you want to know, what you want to see.
Mhm.
So you're missing out on what you don't even know about.
Yep.
So just too much of a good thing is just not enough. Like everything in life, too much sun, too much water,
Yeah.
too much partying. Like it's just not. It's not a good thing. Like we need to have moderation and
A balance. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I've really enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you more.
Me too,
It's
thank you.
been really nice. I think this was needed. I think we need another one of these very soon as well.
Yeah.
Like I told you, when we do get this creative space going, I'd love for you to come by, hang out with us, and have another conversation. I think what you're doing with Quantum and you as a person is just so amazing that people just need to hear this. You know?
refreshing
And
to
it's-
finally
there you
find
go.
someone that
There
cares
you
enough
go.
to be personable, man.
Thank you so much.
That's the
To
big one.
bring light into this dark space,
Yeah.
you know.
I really put
It's
my
beautiful.
heart and soul into this project.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
No,
Like,
for
but
real.
it's-
Like,
We see
thank
you. We
you so
appreciate
much.
you.
Like it means
We're
so much.
so happy to have you on.
Thank you.
I've seen the work that you put in. I know the consistency that you've been doing with this thing. I know how much it means to you because of the conversations we had about it when you were like bringing it up. So I know you're gonna go far with this. I know you're not a quitter. I know that you're literally putting your all into this and you're gonna make this thing work.
Yeah, you got hella heart.
Thank you.
Big heart.
You guys do too, and I love to support. I love what you're doing, and
Thank you.
any way that I can support as Arthaus and Quantum Groove, you just
Yeah.
tell me like I'm here. Like
Appreciate that
I
so
love this.
much.
We need more of this. So.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And I feel lifted from this. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it feels
you.
really good.
I think what this is doing is putting people together, have those conversations to really like get to know each other and let people like understand like who we are as people. You know?
Yeah.
I think people are really going to enjoy this episode and getting to know you as well. Is there anyone you want to shout out? Is there anyone that you want to say
Anything
to?
you want to promote?
Any
Yeah.
shows coming up?
Also, I'd like to shout out this new brand Dopamine.
Shout out Dopamine.
I saw that
so, yeah.
you're gonna play it over there.
Yeah.
That honestly really like their aesthetic, the flyer
Yeah,
that they
they're
have.
so good.
Everything looks really good,
They're-
really
they're-
crispy.
Their marketing's just like
I'm like,
creme de la creme of marketing.
it grabbed me. I'm like, oh, what's this event?
Yeah.
I'm like, let me go check this out.
I'm so honored, and it's techno.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a hard launch. So core festivals this weekend. There'll be a lot of afters, but it's on my Instagram page, and like would love support.
Yeah.
Not my first. I played techno at Jungle once with Mama J. We did it back to
Okay.
back, but this is my first solo techno show.
Yeah.
And then just every Thursday at the rooftop, we're there every Thursday. It's free with the RSVP. Your D-Lo is playing next week, so I don't know if you'll have this
yes.
episode out by then. And
It'll be out by next Monday. Wait,
No, we don't have any episodes saved, so
this following Monday, actually. This following Monday coming up.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to have you out, and I it's a
Super excited for
should have
that.
had you out sooner. So I'm glad
It's
this
okay.
happened, and we put it on the calendar when I
Yes.
was sitting here, so it's not gonna
It's set in
leave
stone.
my memory. But I look forward to that.
Yes.
And that's it. Like, no, just stay tuned. Like, as we move into spring and summer, like,
I know you guys are
hopefully
going to be
some
super busy.
cool stuff coming out, and thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
We're
you,
going to
thank
have
you.
all your handles in the bio below. We'll make
Thank
sure to
you.
drop the ticket link for that as well, the RSVP link.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to promote before we get out of here? Anything else you want to say?
No, just I love LA.
I love
Bye.
LA. Thank you guys so much to everybody that has tuned into this episode of OTR Radio. You guys have been awesome as always. Shout out to Art for being out here, man. Shout out to Quantum Groove. Shout out to Denali. Shout out to OTR fans. We appreciate you guys. Till next time, we'll see you guys. Peace.
love you.